Okay, tomorrow I'm expecting sort of another dud day. Not trying to put down the day of action. Today we had a great upset with Duvall and a lot of great action in between. But what I mean by this is there's going to be a lot of great matchups, but a lot of these matchups really aren't going to dictate, in my opinion, what may happen the rest of the tournament. Of course, Stosur getting knocked out, yes. Do we have a big upset tomorrow? I'm not sure. I did not think Nishikori was going to get knocked out the first day, and I didn't think Stosur would get knocked out, though I did think Duvall would take a set. So for tomorrow, we also have again forecast rain, but one weather report I saw calls for rain throughout the day, but not at night. Another report says there's only a 20% chance of rain again. So who knows what's going to happen? But let's take a quick look at the day matches, as those will probably get in, and then at night will be the question if it rains. Nali definitely in this one. I don't even want to go into that. And then after that, Patro definitely should take that at Ash, which will be up after Nali. On Louis Armstrong, Tora Flor is an up-and-comer. She's a big girl that plays on the clay, but can play a fast clay court game, has some pop, and definitely can play on the hard court. Had a nice little upset with Irakovic. So, I mean, do I think she's going to be Wadwanska? No, but I don't think she's going to be super easy. Venus and Zhengji. Zhengji has missed a lot of time again this summer with more injuries, stomach problems, and fatigue. And yes, she's back now, and she did have a win over Bertens, but Bertens is about to go under foot surgery, so I'm not sure how much we should rate that win. Venus is looking better than she's looked all year. At least her back looked well, and she looked pretty healthy, so got to go for Venus here. She's got to get through this one, I would think. Hewitt and that. Well, let's go on to the day matches. Keep it in that. Brands and Anderson, two big servers, aggressive guys. But Anderson has become better at the hard courts, taking it quicker and on returns. Brands, his last tournament was in Kitzbühel, a clay court event in Austria in July. I don't like that as preparation. Anderson's kind of pooped out a little bit in Cincinnati and Canada after a really good summer and a really good year in general. But I have a feeling that was more of like, let me just rest a little bit. I don't want to call it a tank, but he knows what's coming up next, and I think he was focused on the U.S. Open. So a little breather. I think Anderson will be fine. I think Brands will not be used to, they're both going to have to get used to this ball and the conditions, but I'm much rather a guy who's been on hard courts. So I'll take Anderson. Bouchard and Kerber, I think this is going to be wild because I actually think now Kerber will win. I think before I might have thought Bouchard, but I saw some signs of fatigue. She's had a big tough year, a good year, a really good year for her. But these young kids as they're coming up, they're sometimes not used to all the tennis. And at this point, I saw some signs against Pliskova that I think even if maybe it goes 3 sets, but I think it may only go 2 tough sets, whereas Bouchard is kind of fatigued a bit and Kerber gets through. Kerber's lost a lot this year, not had as good a year this year, and that will actually show off some extra energy she maybe wouldn't have had. So, and she's finding some form. So now I will go for Kerber, but I like Bouchard a lot. Anyway, Stepanek again, physical problems. He's had a lot of issues all year. Wawrinka was having his best year ever, but this summer he's run into some back problems again. So what happens? Well, Stepanek's probably played slightly better lately in the last month. Wawrinka really kind of got knocked out right away in all the hard court tournaments because of his back. But I have a weird feeling he's been resting more than anything else, and he'll actually be okay. It may be somewhat of a struggle, but these conditions I think suit Wawrinka. He can just pound on this light ball. He may have a little trouble with it at first, but I think he'll get used to it quick. Stepanek might have more trouble right away. I'm going to go for Wawrinka. Unless his back is really bothering him, I think Wawrinka wins this. Even straight sets or maybe 4 sets. Navarro and Coco. I love Coco's game. I mean, she's like a nuclear weapon that it's hard to control. I mean, you've got to keep it contained. And she has trouble containing her power. I think what's going to happen is she may even take a first set. She's used to the balls going through qualification, though Navarro has had a first-round match now. But I do think that Coco will possibly win the first set, but Navarro will start digging in, hitting the ball deeper, and then Coco will start trying harder and spraying the ball, uncork that power a little too much, start to get frustrated, and maybe by the third set start to get pooped out. I don't like that this is in court 17 for Coco. Not necessarily the slower speed. It's not the court speed, but it's the pit, and the humidity. It's going to be humid today again, and the humidity really collects down there and really slows the ball down. That's fine for Coco. She can hit through mud, but it's more physically what it's going to do to her. I think it's going to wear her out by the third set. And Navarro's been having a great year for her, so I have to take Navarro in 3. Smizik Duckworth, I call this a complete toss-up. I really don't know what to think here. Duckworth won Lexington, or went to the Lexington final, and then kind of wore out after that at the end of the summer. And Smizik has played, he hasn't really worn out. He's done pretty well this year, but, you know, he usually is really good in matches like this. He can't beat the big guys, but he can beat up and come, guys like Duckworth in the beginnings of a slam, and he's going to be fighting hard in front of his home country. And he may be tired. If it goes 5 sets, which it very well could, he may poop out at the end. But the thing is, Duckworth has kind of looked lame after Lexington. So I'm going to go with Smizik in 4 tough sets. If it goes 5, it could be a complete toss-up. But I would never put money on this one. Okay, moving on. Oh, the Hingis. Hingis is back in doubles. This is fantastic. Against the top doubles team in the world. How about that? Okay, Ram... I actually think he could give Fognini some trouble, but Fognini should see himself through. It may even go 5 sets, just because it's Fognini. He's been, after his great clay court summer season, he was a total whack job on the hard courts this year. Lost his mind against Stepanek earlier in Cincinnati. So I don't think his form's going to be great. I don't think he's going to do much in this tournament. But Ram's been in horrible form all year. So I think Ram will maybe, he can play the conditions will be good for him, is what I'm trying to say. But not good enough. But maybe take a set, something like that. Deverman and Lacko, another one that's pretty much a toss-up. I mean, normally I would say almost anybody against Deverman. He's played tons of good tennis this year, a lot of tennis. His qualifying was very difficult. I know he's had a couple of days off. Now it's Wednesday, so he's had a few days off, and that's the only reason I think Deverman can actually win this, because he's had enough time off, and also because Lacko is. Well, I almost wanted to say a wacko, but I'm not going to say that. He's actually, people call him mentally unfit, maybe a little bit, but I really think he has a lot more body issues than we understand. I don't think we know what goes on inside of him physically. I think he really has a problem with stamina, with breathing. Different climates affect him. And yes, I think sometimes it looks like he's not trying so hard. Maybe he doesn't. But ironically, even though Devarman has all the reason to be more tired, if this goes 5, I think Lacko's the one who could tire out. He's done it before. He's played guys who played a lot more tennis, yet he's the one who tires out. If there's a rain delay in the middle of this match or something, maybe Lacko wins because he gets a second win. And that's the only reason I'd say. But other than that, I think Lacko's going to have to win early. And I think Devarman's the guy that's going to be more in form right off the bat. So that's going to be hard. I think Devarman maybe grabs the first set. But unless he's stiff. But I don't think he's... I think this is a toss-up. I have no idea. If Lacko's body's decent, he wins, because Devarman will be sort of fatigued. If not, then Devarman will definitely fight and win. Devarman's going to fight no matter what. Makarova and Sands, this is another toss-up. Makarova's done pretty well this summer, so I'm going to probably go for her. But Sands is starting to... she's been up and down all year, but looks like she's starting to head up again. I liked what she just did in New Haven, I think it was. So, being in the US of A, Makarova can tend to get tight. I almost want to go Sands here in a deep third set. That's what I'll do, but it's a toss-up. Okay, let's move on. Court 11, Baghdatis. He's been up and down in form. He did have a good Washington, D.C. Then he was hurt again. But then he's had some time off. Go Sueda, all the Japanese that did so great last year, and Go Sueda is one of them, have struggled this year with body issues because they played so much tennis last year. Now Go Sueda has had a big qualifying, a tough qualifying week. I'm assuming, I know he's had time off now, but I'm going to go with Baghdatis. We've got 2 guys here that could both retire at the same time, basically. But I think Baghdatis is going to, may lose a first set because he has to get used to the conditions, and then I think Sueda may start to tire out. All right, Robson and Garcia. This is a great chance for Garcia. Robson's had a wrist injury. She's not been doing much this summer, but she has all the experience as far as in the big stage. So if Robson's wrist acts up, Garcia for sure, but in the end, it will probably be Robson winning the big points in 2 or 3 sets. Okay, moving down, I want to say Yuzny and Mahut. I got Yuzny, no doubt. Mahut's kind of worn out from the grass, though Yuzny's a little worn out too, but that's Yuzny. I'm going to go Kanepi, but this is not easy. Smidlova, or however you say it, is a new up-and-comer girl. She's really been doing well. Not as good as Svitolina, but she's been great, Smidlova. And this could be close, and it could even be an upset, but I'm going to go Kanepi. Alexander Dogopolov, got to go with him, only because Goffin's going to start to wear out again, I think. And I think Dogopolov wasn't wearing out this summer. It was more like he was tanking. I think he'll be ready for the U.S. Open, but he's too, his form is really out of whack right now. So this one he can win, but I don't know about much else. Great talent, but, same old thing with him. And maybe they'll move Hanescu if it rains on a different court, Hanescu and Meyer. I think they're going to want to get the men in, so let's wrap those up. Meyer's more aggressive. This new ball needs aggression. I think Meyer wins this because of that. Pavlyuchenkova and Barty, the experience. That's it. Barty's good, but just experience. I go Pavlyuchenkova. Make go 3. Barty might poop out, though. And then Seppi, Melise. This is a toss-up. Not a toss-up, but I go with Seppi. But it could be like 4 sets, because Melise always, he's been sick. He's not practicing much, he says, all this stuff. And then he always shows up big on a Grand Slam. And Seppi's form hasn't been that good, but he should get by Melise. I think this is an upset right here. Donskoy, they might move this to another court. But I think Donskoy upsets Meltzer. I really do. Meltzer's, I know, feeling good. He won North Carolina, but there were a lot of tanks and injuries and things happen in that tournament that helped Meltzer win that. He's just coming off of surgery. He has a new coach. Donsky finally found some form at Aptos, California Challenger. I'm not saying he'll definitely win, of course. I mean, Meltzer's the favorite, but I think Donsky has a good shot to win this thing. But I could be crazy. But I'm going to stick with that. And then we have a bunch of doubles. So we're not going to worry about doubles. What we do want to worry about if we do have rain, let's just jump up. They might move a lot of these outer things to other courts in front of the doubles, especially the men, because they want to get the men in, because men are still in round 1. So let's hit some men up here. What did we miss coming through here? Oh, Sizzling, Gozerwick. I'm going for Gozerwick. He's really doing well, did really well in qualifying, has a few days off. Sizzling has been in really bad form. I don't think he's 100%. If he is, he'll win, but I don't think he is. Shvedova has had a horrible, this is a woman. Well, they might put this on another court, I don't know. But Patricia Mayer, I'm surprised. Her qualifying, she didn't look that great against Nara, to be honest. She looked a little fatigued anyway, and then she won her first round because of the girl she went up against. So I just think Shvedova is going to get that. Let's jump around here. I don't know if we're going to get these, but I think Ormachea is going to give Lisicki a big-time tussle. Lisicki's way better on the hard court with the power, so she might get through it in the end. But I think Ormachea, with the big forehand, I think she's going to surprise Lisicki. She's playing well on these courts. Nara's on fire right now, and I think Hrstea does have a real stomach issue. She barely got by Fishman, and I think Nara could pull the upset if Nara is not tired, which she could be by now. If she's not tired yet, she'll be tired next round. But if she's not tired, she's going to upset Hrstea. Jankovic should take care of Klæbo. I love it that Klæbo's back, but, that's the way that is. Bogmalov, I think upset. Per's been really out of whack. Bogmalov's getting his form back for the first time in a while. Let's see what else we have. We're going to move Hampton, Magdanovic. That might not get in. I don't know. I think Hampton. Magdanovic's very aggressive, but that's it right now. She needs more form. She's got a wrap on her leg. Hampton's not 100% either, but I think Hampton stronger mentally and physically. Blake Karlovic. Boy, oh boy, these guys are going to try to go on Armstrong. I don't know. I mean, we jumped and we skipped Hewitt and Baker. I think I love this one, Hewitt and Baker, the 2 injury guys. But Baker's just got back from being hurt in Australia, so I got to go Hewitt there. And I think it'll be tight though, maybe 4 sets maybe. And then Blake and Karlovic. This is a wild one. Because of the retirement, the crowd's going to be going crazy for Blake. Karlovic will get the old man yips, though of course Blake can get the old man yips as well. Karlovic, really after Bogota and Newport, he struggled after that with physical issues. Again, just because too much tennis coming back from his sickness earlier in the year. He did look good at qualifying, but that was qualifying. He's had a few days off. I don't know. This is a toss-up to me. I think because he had a few days off, Karlovic I don't know, because Karlovic has those. He could get the yips when he gets real tight. He could even go up a set or two, but Blake come back. Get this goes a 5. I don't know. I really can't call this. I just don't know what it's going to be like. Maybe I'll say Karlovic. I had Karlovic all along, but now I'm wondering with the crowd. But who knows if they do get rain tonight, what that's going to be about. Will that get delayed? But I'm sure they're going to try to get these men in. This may not get on. Well, let's see. Yeah, Ash. Andy Murray. Oh, wait. Serena. Oh, we got Serena. Yeah, Vasca Bivas had a little bit of injuries again. She's had a good year, but Serena takes that. Murray takes this over Lodra. He's not been fit, Lodra. I mean, Murray will be fine. But the question is, does Murray get on? And the real question is, if it does rain and stuff. But they've been wrong a lot, so we'll see. But Stevens might not even get on. If she does, she should take this. Ursula's starting to peter out. She's had a really good summer. But now Sloane's had her scare. I think Sloane will get this. I don't think it's going to go 3. But anyway, so that's a wrap.